Hello, everyone. I'm Alice Bull. I run the membership group at scraphappy.org, and I am excited to be here for Scrapbook Live. Normally, I am in my workshop and I have everything at my fingertips, literally everything. You know how it is when you've been scrapbooking for over 20 years. But right now, we are on a holiday in Hawaii, specifically on the island of Maui, and I am staying in Kihei in a condo. So I have a fun setup for today, but I have all my stuff and I'm excited to do some scrapbooking with you. Now, here's the deal. I always scrapbook with a kit from the ScrapRoom, and they are amazing. It is called a Flavors of the Month kit. And they send, I know, poor Alice is Vicky, poor Alice. I know the struggles. And normally I have the kit, I get to show you everything. Well, they are so good. They got their kit out to me before I left so that I would have it here today. Now, I think most of you know that there have been struggles at the ports in trying to get supplies and trying to have everything arrive there on time. And I will tell you, they're dealing with that. All the scrapbook companies are dealing with a little bit of that. And so one part of the kit is missing, but I'll tell you all about it. I'll show you on their site because they should have it going out in their November kits. I just won't have it today. But when I tell you why I'm not really missing that part today, I think you'll have a good laugh. Roz says, hello from Nova Scotia. She's jealous. I'd love to be scrapbooking in Hawaii. I went to a scrapbook store here yesterday and I'm just like living my best Hawaii life right now, I can tell you, with all of the fun stuff. And I'll tell you more about that after. Actually, we'll take a little peek at that too, because I think having a resource like the store that's here is amazing. Okay, so let's have a look what's in my kit. I'm going to switch to the other camera and I will tell you all about it. Okay, so I have the November Flavors of the Month kit. So you actually get 4 mini kits in the kit from the ScrapRoom. You can see this at scrap-room.com. I am not an affiliate for them. They don't buy my kit for me. They're not giving it to me for free. I pay for it myself, but we will give away a free kit to somebody that's here today. So bonus. Barbara says, that's amazing, Alice. Enjoy every minute. Trust me, I am. So in the kit, there's 4 mini kits. However, this month, because of shipping, they couldn't get the 1 mini kit out to me. And it is the Cartabella Welcome Winter Kit. So I am not really missing it. They're going to ship it to me with my next order because they're super good that way. And what is in here are 3 other mini kits, and you'll see what I'm going to do with this today. So let's start off with this one here because it is right at the top. Now, I'm just going to say with this month kit, I got this pumpkin spice little coffee sample. Sorry, it doesn't do that. I turned off the autofocus, so it stopped fighting with me. So it's a pumpkin spice little coffee sample. And I decided that I'm going to keep this till I go home when I put on a cozy sweater and feel all comfy. Today in my coffee mug, I have vanilla macadamia nut coffee because, you know, it's a little more suitable to my location. Okay, so this first mini little kit, I call them mini kits. I don't know if that's what they actually call them. There's 4 flavors. I guess they call them flavors. And you always get some kind of embellishments and then some sheets of pattern paper, some sheets of cardstock. And in this one, this time, you get the whole sheet of the stickers, 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And of course, you'll notice that there's a chicken on here. So I noticed that straight off the top. There's a chicken on this and so many sweet things. I also really like the color scheme of this one with the red, the teal, the yellow, and then the green. And there's a bit of navy in this one as well. So the sticker sheet is here. And then look at this beautiful floral. Seriously, I saw this floral and my heart just went boom, boom, Like it's beautiful. And this is Cartabella paper. This is the Sunflower Market from Cartabella. So Cartabella has that real textured cardstock, which feels wonderful. It's super thick and heavy. And we got a beautiful pattern on the back with red and white check, kind of like a little bit like a picnic tablecloth. And then there's a gorgeous yellow. Now, my camera is not picking up how beautiful this yellow. It is what I would call goldenrod yellow. Gorgeous, beautiful, rich yellow. Then we've got some cut apart sheets on the back with some fun farm fresh, kitchen is the heart of home, home sweet home. If I have to stir it, then it's homemade. That's for those of us that are like the Betty Crocker cooks like me. So that's definitely a fun one. And I happen to have a red KitchenAid, so that kind of goes really well with my aesthetic. Then there is this paper, and it's a kind of a green color with some lines on the back. And then check out the chickens. That is the cutest chicken paper ever. That's super sweet. And then there's 2 sheets of really nice textured cardstock in here that is white. So that is my first kit. I am quite partial to this. This is pretty fun and beautiful. I also order the additional add-on pack when I order my kits. What did I do with it? There it is. So I actually add on the embellishment kit, and like, so let's have a look and see what the add-on embellishment was for this line. For the Sunflower Market, I actually got this package of enamel dots that will go with that perfectly. Okay, that's the first one. My first little flavor. Of course, the add-on pack didn't have the winter kit either. But like I said, I'm not feeling like I'm missing out on that right now. So I think we'll be okay. And here is the next one. So this one is, what is this one? That's a good question. This one is Echo Park, and it's called Fall. I think it's just called Fall. And let's have a look at the embellishments first. So there are a bunch of cut apart, not cut apart, they're die cut ephemera with lots of little pieces in here. Hello pumpkin and some banners, round pieces, words. Yeah, lots of nice little pieces in here. I do happen to have some pumpkin patch pictures that I have not scrapbooked yet. So I was kind of excited. These are stickers. Actually, the width of these stickers is kind of nice if you wanted to do any, just a nice little strip underneath a photo, but also for mini albums. I'm really looking at that for potentially a mini album. And then we've got this beautiful sunflower paper, and it has, it just says happy fall, crisp leaves, fall is in the air in the little swirls on the back. Then we have a floral with little tiny florals. That's nice, subtle floral. And Tammy Lee's here. Hello, Tammy. She says, hello, everyone. Vicki liked the truck on that one page. I know, it is gorgeous. So pretty. This is a really nice plaid with on the back side of that little floral. And then we have a navy with tiny little just leaves or something. And then a pretty cut apart. Actually, I would say that like the golden colors in this one match really well with the other one. Yeah, Gail says it's a really pretty blue. It really is. And then they've got 2 sheets of the blue cardstock to kind of match with this. So that's the next kit. And these are all of the included embellishments. If you get the bonus embellishment kit, you actually get a whole sheet of these chipboard accents. And so I've got all of the chipboard pieces. And they have some really cute icons with the little car. It says blessed, there's barn, there's scarecrow. I really like the little scarecrow, he's cute. the tree, the little wagon that says fall fun with the pumpkins in it. Quite like that. Okay, that is my second flavor. And then we have a third one. Guys, this is really beautiful. Okay, so the add-on embellishment is actually the full 12-inch sticker page. But you can see it has big banner pieces on it and smaller banner pieces, and it is really pretty. That's the add-on embellishment piece, but I've already got it pulled out of the pack, so I'll just show you it first. And then in the actual kit for embellishments, you have part of one of these textured embellishments, I guess. They're thick. They're on foam, right? They're stickers, but they're on foam, so they're really thick. I love the feel of these kind of things because I love having that added dimension on my pages. So I love having a few of those. And honestly, I've got enough stuff on here that that's going to be fun. Even if I didn't get the whole pack, it's probably better because how much of a whole pack do I ever use? Not the whole thing, that's for sure. There's also some added die cut pieces in here. Hello, October, some fall leaves, fall chill. Yeah, so that should be fun. And then this is from Simple Stories. It's called Simple Vintage Country Harvest. Check out these pumpkin paper. It is so pretty. I love papers that have a little something like this, but just on the side. It's nicer than when it's in the center of the page because I can work with this and still fit my own stuff onto the page. Really nice gingham on the back. I like the color of this orange. It's a little bit brighter, more pumpkin-y than what you maybe see on the camera, or at least what I'm seeing on the camera. And then nice orange plaid. Ooh, with some butterflies and flowers with a teal background. Okay, that color is not showing up very good on here, actually. I tried to get the best colors I could set up. And then we've got the little truck with a whole embellishment cluster on the side with a bit of wood grain, but then you can also see there's words and stuff. It's really nice texture that they've created on here. And then a teal plaid. And then there's 2 sheets of this just brown kind of almost a craft, but I'd say lighter than craft kind of paper. I do love this pumpkin paper very much so. So let's have a look and see what I have here for photos. Now, I think as a second page, I would like to do this one here. And this is a picture of me feeding a Maui chicken. If you have never been to Hawaii, there are chickens everywhere. It is crazy that I have chickens everywhere. And so here on Maui, I have found chickens everywhere. This is down at a little bay that we went snorkeling at. Amazing snorkeling. It's called Honolulu Bay. And of course, there were chickens there. So I have now brought chicken snacks with me, right? I got to bring some treats with the chickens. And I would say that this chicken was not the gentlest little eater from my hand. It was a little aggressive. And here's a sneaky thing that I did. There was a guy right here by my face in this picture. And I am not a Photoshop expert, let me tell you, but I did go into the edit on my computer and I just used the spot blemish. You know, you'd use it for acne or something. I just used the spot blemish to kind of erase the guy. And if you look really close, you can see that part of the water doesn't have its wave texture, but it's not perfect by any means. Anybody that can actually do Photoshop would look at this and say, Alice, what did you do? It's terrible. But it's a tiny little piece. But honestly, because my mouth is open and I'm interacting with this chicken, it almost looked like I was eating this guy's head. So that was not a good look for a photo. So just saying, there's little things you can do. He looks gone now, right? It's not a big deal. So that is one that I have for later if we get to a second page. But I actually have some wonderful pumpkin patch pictures because I went with one of my friends and I took another friend's daughter with us. She was busy that day, so we just grabbed her daughter. So I'm going to scrapbook these. I love this pumpkin paper so much. So I think I'm going to use this pumpkin paper, although I really liked the other one too. Too many good choices. That's, it's life is hard when you have too many good choices. So I think I'm going to use this one here from Simple Stories, and we'll just kick it off and get this started. I'm looking at this and I love this little pumpkin box and stuff that they have here so much. I want to hop right in and start working with that. So that's what I'm gonna do. Brielle says, I love touching up photos like that. The retouch app is amazing for this. Oh yeah. And like, it is not the best job, but I figured it's gonna be so small. Once I print it, it won't matter. It's good enough. I just didn't want to look like I was eating this guy in the background. It was just kind of awkward and weird. So bad editing, but whatever. Ooh, these papers are gonna be fabulous. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna move this to the side. I've got all the chairs surrounding me right now. I don't know if everybody does that when they scrapbook. Amy says, now I kind of want to see the pre-touch-up photo. I probably have it on my photos. Let me have it. I probably still have it open on my photos. Let's see if it pops up for me right away. And then I can do a quick little screen share. Sure. So this is the one that I retouched. Let me do a quick little screen share because why not? If you want to see, I'll show. Okay, so this is the photo that I had. Can you see it like full and good there? This is me after my fabulous touch-up job. Now, if you look in this area, and actually I'll bring it in here so you can see just how bad that job is of where the guy is. Like, it is not good. I'm just gonna say. But we're going to bring this back out, and yeah, it's just the touch-up tool. And now what I'm gonna do is let's see. Oh, I have to go into the edits. Let's see. There's a little side screen here that keeps getting in my way. There we go. Edit, and I want to revert to original. Oh no, it's trying to do stuff with my phone. Leave my phone alone. Yeah, so here's the original. And I felt like I was eating this guy, like I'm gonna like chomp his head or something. It just felt so awkward. But I was able to erase him in a way that felt somewhat okay. So there you go. That's my ridiculous photo editing. But hopefully that wasn't too crazy. But I'm never scared to show how poor my skills are, but I'm getting by. It's all good. Okay, so let's bring out my trimmer. While I travel, your photo editing was great. And Barbara says, agree. You needed to edit that dude out. He was just totally in the wrong spot. But thankfully, far enough away that with that photo edit tool, it kind of blends things together. So it wasn't too close. So it wasn't trying to blend my face or something weird. Yeah. So, like, he is just ruining a good shot. I was quite enjoying a little bit of chicken time. Actually, that beach there had amazing snorkeling. You look like a giant. He looked like a Lilliputian. Damn. Exactly. Yeah, it was just a super awkward placement and he needed to go. And honestly, like sometimes getting a photo, you're capturing that moment, right? And this one was an action shot because the chicken's eating out of my hand. So you got to capture the action. And sometimes you don't get to choose that perfect background where that guy is not in the way. We had the beautiful bay. There's a catamaran that parked out in the middle because they bring all the snorkelers there. So we drove there ourselves and just walked in, but a bunch of people pay to get taken to that spot, which I'm sure is nice because you have to ride the boat and stuff. But when you can get yourself easily to the same spot, it just makes sense. Okay, so I'm just trimming up my photos. I kind of just line up the one edge of my trimmer and then leave that white edge around. I don't kind of measure, I guess, but I guess it's kind of a measurement or close to. Sometimes I don't like leaving the white lines, but this paper actually has white to it. So I think that the white will look good. And that's good. So with papers like this, when I have this piece that's here, I really like to have my photos interact with it in some way. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to trim off the strip at the top so I don't forget because that's always tragic. And then I do like that back. I love that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to fit any of that in here. We'll see. A little strip of it down here might be really nice, actually. Okay, but here's my first idea. Now, I will tell you, we packed luggage into the belly of the plane. We almost never do. So I'm used to packing only things that are allowed. And as of a few years ago, they changed their scissors rule. So you could take scissors as long as they have a blade that is less than 2 point something or whatever inches. So the scissors are fine. But I really wasn't thinking about what else is in my little carry-on bag as I went through. And when they pulled out my stuff, they wanted to look in my bag. Is there anything? The guy pulls out my paintbrush and I say, oh, it's just a paintbrush. And he says, okay, not thinking in that same bag, I also happen to have my little craft play in that bag, in my hand carry bag, not in my packed go under the belly of a plane bag. But I made it through 2 security scans with my little craft blade. So maybe they weren't worried. Maybe they don't see it. I don't know, but I'm going to make sure it goes into the belly of the plane on the way home because I don't need that kind of stress. Okay. I did not pack my self-healing mat. I'm on holiday. I'm only packing so much, but there's a cutting board here. So I'm going to use that and that should be fine too. I'm going to cut around this a little bit so that I can tuck my photos a little bit into this. I think that will be my plan. I want to tuck just a little bit. I don't know if I want to tuck. Yeah, I think I want to tuck near the bottom. And then I'll figure out what else to do with these 2 photos. Normally, I would like this because I'm looking this way. Well, I could do that, I guess. But I really want to bring it this way. But this one with me looking the wrong way, that's going to be a problem. It messes with my head. Amy says, it makes you wonder what else other people get through security. That's literally all I could think about. All I could think about the rest of that trip. I'm like, I got through with a blade. What else are they getting people through? I'm like, I'm not going to do anything with my blade, but you just never know. I guess they're doing the best they possibly can, right? Like that's what I'm looking at. They're doing the best they can to make us as safe as possible. I don't know. I definitely was feeling it though. Okay, if I put this down here, that is that too far? Looking the wrong way for this paper. Okay, title, words. I think it's going to be great. But, oh, I do have those amazing stickers. So maybe we're going to look at those for a second. More pumpkin, please. I do like that. Ooh, is this page going to have a lot of stuff on it? Maybe. Maybe it's going to be my first page that I like embellish to death. It might, because I love that. Okay, so I'm going to just trim around this and we'll see how she goes. You know, I did bring this knife here, so I think it's only right to use it, especially after sneaking it into the country like that. Has anybody else accidentally ended up with something really strange in their hand luggage that they really didn't mean to have in their hand luggage? Because if you have a good story, I would love to hear it. Just put your hand up or something and I'll bring you up and we can share the stories. Or you can turn your mic on, I guess. Donna, I got through with syringes that went with my MS medication. No questions asked. I think that stuff is allowed though, right? Because medications, they can't really say, no, you can't have medication on this flight. Just go ahead and die, right? Like that would be bad. So I'm assuming they've got some kind of medical exceptions. I think sometimes they could ask a person, be like, where's your prescription? I'm not really sure how much of this I want to cut out because I might move things around a little, but. So just so you know, this cutting board is working out pretty good. I thought it was going to catch a little bit more and be a problem, but so far it's been okay. Let's see. Patty says gummy bears or gummy candy require them to look through everything. There you go. Gummy candies. Oh yeah. And really, like if you're coming from somewhere like Canada that has certain rules, you got to be really careful about what you pack on flights. I don't have to worry because that's not my choice of recreation, but yeah, that can be a thing. Heather says my hubby made me carry all my prescriptions so they would know what drugs I was carrying. Yep, you gotta take your prescriptions with you. Donna says they didn't say anything. Roz says my son had a box cutter from work in his knapsack. He had it searched, but the security team didn't find it. We found it when we landed in Toronto. I did see them actually. So the person that was right after me, they took a box cutter off of her that she had, not like one of the big utility knives. It was more like one of those little tiny ones that has a little slip out blade. But there you go. Yeah, Amy says my husband just brought me frozen custard. Well, isn't that nice? There is a tree in our backyard here at the condo that is fruiting with mangoes right now. And I'm not kidding when I'm going to say my husband celebrated his 100th mango that he has eaten off of that tree the other day. We've only been here since the first. And he has eaten 100 mangoes. We don't even like mangoes at home. They always taste like pine cones or something. Yeah. Okay, so this is good. And now I can play with where I want to slip my photos in. Ooh. I think that would look pretty good like that, actually. Then I have this photo far enough to this side that I don't hate that anymore. And I might have room for this banner that I just can't help myself, but I have to put up there. Heather's my favorite was a lady who put maple syrup in her carry-on bag. Guess what happened? She didn't get to take it. That would be my guess. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is good. Now, I'll tell you, normally I would just have a tape runner and I would run this all over this page and this would be easy. Instead, I'm using paper tape because at home I ran out of my tape runner and the scrapbook store here didn't have any either. So, yeah, darn. I was like, oh, if I go to a scrapbook store, no problem. I'll just get some. She asked them to get her bags from check-in so she could move it. Really? Is that even a thing? You can do that? Does she ask? And they're like, that's not how it works. Like, they said nope. Okay. Okay. I was a little confused. I'm thinking, really? They do that? Okay. That, this. Oh. They said no. I would, yeah. But honestly, what would be great is right beside there, as you're going through security, there's like a little side chute that you can go to and mail stuff to yourself because there's enough people that I think could use that service. Here, mail it to yourself, mail it home. Oh my gosh. This was so beautiful. Has anybody actually been to a pumpkin patch where you get to go out into the field before? I had never done that before. And my friend, she's always so good about coming up with fun ideas of things for us to do. And she was the one who decided that we should try this and arranged it. So I was so happy. Security mail shipping would make a fortune, right? You should have seen her reaction that the security could not just push a button and pull it up. I read this one author. I'm trying hard right now to think of his name, but Stephen Cook, maybe, is that right? Maybe I'm wrong. He writes about a guy in Denver, and he's some kind of therapist or something. And the guy that he writes about ends up solving some kind of little murders or something, right? It's one of those kind of books. And I really like reading them, but because they're all set in there, he actually had this one that was set at the Denver airport, and he got to go and research some of the behind the scenes of the Denver airport when it was new and they had just automated all of this stuff. And so he included some stuff like that in his book as, kind of part of the storyline. I thought it was great. Yeah, Donna says, I'm not going into the patch. Snakes. Oh, well, I don't have to worry about that here. Well, I mean, at home, but I don't have to worry about that here either. That's not a Hawaii thing, and it's not an Alberta thing. Well, there's snakes in Alberta, but up north where I live, like there's only garter snakes. And well, I will scream and jump around if I see one. Like, there will be drama. I'm not actually worried that I'm going to die other than of a heart attack. So there is that. Down in southern Alberta, they do have poisonous snakes. That is a thing there. They have deserty kind of conditions, and yeah. Okay, so I think that looks pretty cute how I've laid it out. There is like a little bit of dead space here. I'm just going to embellish over that dead space. So I know there's like this trapped white space right here that looks a little awkward. It's okay. It will be okay. Okay. I really like these. So this is going to go, I'm trying to decide if I want this one or this one. It does say more pumpkin, please, although I could probably just cut that part out and put that somewhere else on here. Oh, it's a sticker separate. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that can go in there. Okay, I like this one up here, I think a little better. Let's go for it. Oh, the fall is actually not attached. Oh, cool. They've done some neat things with this. I like it. So if you didn't want to use the big banner, say there's a hole in the middle of this where the fall could fit perfectly. But if you don't want that there, you can totally sub it out, or you can use the fall separate. They have that part cut out separate. Nice. I'm going to do this up here, but I'm going to pop it up on some foam tape. Heather says that tends to be in Drumheller, the snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? I knew where you're going there. Why did it have to be snakes? Honestly, I can't watch some of those scenes like where he's in this temple thing and it's all we're getting ready to crash and it's full of. I sit there and I'm squirming the whole time trying to watch. It's on TV and I still can't watch it. I am just not that brave. Okay, let's put some of this on here. It's going to be partially popped up, which I think will look great. I might need a little bit of thin stuff here. So I'll just take my scissors. Heather is in full reference mode doing her thesis. That's okay. Not everybody is a big Indiana Jones fan and would get that reference right away. It's all good. But my question is, if you're not, what? Why not? I will say, old Indiana Jones, yes. New Indiana Jones, no. Fail. I just don't love the new stuff. Oh, Donna says, my aunt had to have a black snake removed from her house twice. Oh, yuck. Yeah. I know my father-in-law, when he had moved down to Alabama, he got a little gun he called the Defender. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but that's what he called it. So maybe it was a thing. And they had a little pond and he had little ducks on his pond and he had to keep the Defender handy. And it's basically like a shorter version of a shotgun to deal with the snakes. I was like, ooh, no. Big wimp when it comes to that. Okay. Let's see. Vicky says the summer of 2020 was our summer of snakes. We had a snake that laid her eggs nearby. So we had a lot of baby snakes. And then we had several different snakes in my backyard. They looked so cute with their heads popping up in the ground. No, no, just no. They looked so cute. Nope. Anything that is potentially poisonous, nope. There's no convincing me that that's cute. Yeah. It's like Claire. Claire Cummings.
No,
Claire Cummings from
I just wanted to say they weren't poisonous.
Oh, they weren't poisonous.
No. They were so cute. They were little.
Oh, okay. That helps a lot, actually. That does help a lot that they weren't poisonous. Because yeah, the whole snake interactive here. There we go. Yeah, the whole poison snake thing. I was not having that. Okay, let's see if I can fit these words in here. More pumpkin, please. Oh my gosh. We actually took a picture of my friend's daughter, and I didn't print that for this. Posed with a whole bunch of pumpkins because we had her and she could buy her own pumpkins. So we sent her mom this joke picture of her daughter with all of these pumpkins. Well, it turns out once we got to the till, she actually did have a lot of pumpkins. I think she took 11 pumpkins home or something like that. Some of them were little and stripy and this and that. And oh my gosh, my friend and I were like, are we bad aunties to let her buy this many pumpkins? But yeah. Yeah. Amy says, I have not one, but 3 of those idols from the beginning of the movies in my house. Prop obsessed husband. That's hilarious. I love it. I'll confess, I'm the first person that mixes up the different ones. Like, I don't know which story is which story. I totally have them confused in my head. So if you said Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I'd be like, which one is that one? Yeah. Oh, and Amy says, my dad had a gun he calls the Contender. It's the actual name. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Snakes. Scary. Scary. They keep away the rodents, which I am more afraid of. Oh yeah. and Tammy says, no, it doesn't matter if they are not poison. Snakes and cute never together. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I could live with that statement. Okay, so I've added the more pumpkin, please. And I need some extra little things. I do need a little bit of room for some journaling. I'm kind of running myself out of space, but I think it's just so good. Oh, I have all of these other little things. Oh, let me check. Oh, it says leaves, but I've got some little 3D pumpkin pieces. Well, not 3D, I guess. They're just textured, but they're so cute. And I still have this little space here that I need to add something to. I don't know what I'm going to stick in there. Let me pull it all out. They keep away the rodents. Tammy says David had a garden hoe that he called the snake bane. Oh my gosh. The things that people deal with in different places. Like, I think that's the craziest part. When you go somewhere else, you might not even know what you need to be scared of. When I went to Australia, I just assumed everything was going to kill us there because it's like, don't touch it, it's poisonous. Don't touch that, it's poisonous too. Everything was probably poisonous, which is probably true, right? It was Australia. They're out to get you. But oh, Jonas is back with more mangoes. Yep. I think by the end of this trip, he'll probably have had 250 of them. All good things. Oh, yeah, that can go there. It's pumpkin spice time. Hello, October. Oh, this is good. Happy harvest. Oh, there's a cute little happy harvest thing too. The green is just feeling a little bit bland. So pumpkin spice time, happy harvest. There. Let's see if I can pop these up. Yeah, snakes. I tell you, that's a definite discomfort zone for me. Okay. There is a cute little butterfly here. I think I'm gonna sneak this butterfly in somewhere here too. Kind of big, but I think I want him. That's better. I'll hide part of them. And I'm done. Amy says, I'm done. Finally finished my practice Christmas. Okay, I don't know what you mean by practice Christmas album. Do you want to do a quick show and tell? We normally do that later, but I have no problem doing that right now.
Yeah, I can show everybody.
Okay, so I think if I do add a spotlight, and then I'm just gonna take my spotlight off.
There we go.
There we go.
You see it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Finally got this big ribbon was what was holding me back. I couldn't get it on. So I got my cover.
Okay, so tell me first, practice Christmas album.
Yes, because I wanted to do another memory book with the dies that I have for Christmas. Last year's memory book got really stuffed. So I wanted to change some things around. So I wanted to do a practice album to make sure it wouldn't be overstuffed. So this is technically has enough to record December 1st through the 25th, plus a little bit of extra here and there. So it will all work. And then I'm going to use, this was all leftover Christmas supplies I had. I bought new stuff for this year because you got to have new stuff, right?
Yes, always. Unless you didn't use any of your stuff last year, which is be me. So I wasn't allowed to buy new Christmas stuff this year. Because
I went out and bought 13 rolls of ribbon today. So I'm ready, ribboned up.
But I did, I will get my kit. I'm assuming that something will come in my kit from the scrap room. So I will get to sample some new Christmas stuff.
I do Chamel's Journal Your Christmas class,
oh my
which
God.
I love. And so I decided this year's the first year I'm actually going to get some of the base pages done ahead of time. Okay. But I've got spots in here to record things for, like I said, the 1st through the 25th, plus extra days because we go up to Virginia after, so it's 3rd and 4th. We go up to Virginia on the 26th after Christmas. And then I have the 5th here. I have some extra tags up there hidden in the top. There's a little pocket between the pages.
This is so fancy.
And then this one for the 6th, and if you open it up over here, you've got spots to record things for the 7th. The 8th are these here, and I did little just embossing on it. And they tuck in right underneath paper there. And then you open it up. We've got the 10th and the 11th. Here's the 9th. That was the only thing I'm trying to decide. When I open it, do I open it and go 1, 2 and get the 9th? Or do I open it and go here, then here? That's what I'm trying to figure out for what I want to do for my actual album. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. Probably use it as a reference for years to come. But I've got spots for pulling things out. And then at the bottom, we've got another spot you can slip a photo in there through the top, and then this card, place to record things. And page, there's page 12. This was page 12. Yes, that was 12. See, I'm lost in my own book. 13, I've got these little cards. And this one, I might put something on the back and actually put it in like that because it's a lot of polka dot, 14 is another little place to slip something in. 15 are these little tags in here. 16 is a spot to put a photo. I have tags hidden in the side there that just slip in. Yeah, I'm just see if I can get them. Yeah, I'll get back in a minute. And then 17 and 18 are these little inserts. This is 19. You can flip it over and do stuff on the back. And then I have a little halfway one with tags in each of these pockets, plus stuff in the middle one. And then page 21 is another one of these inserts. 22 and 23 I love. So 22 is here, 23 is on this side, and you can pull it out and you have inside or outside. So I put it in like this, but you could flip it around and still put it in the other way too. So whichever one you want to do, and I cannot get this in now. 24 is right here with 2 cards to put in. And then the 25th lifts up, space to record some photos or journaling, as well as on the next page. So these are held together with magnets. But this then just lifts up and you've got 6 additional smaller pages to do. And then the back inside cover, which I put a car there because that's when we drive to Virginia.
Okay. So did you design this or did you follow a pattern? Briella's asking, but we all want to know.
I used the memory book dies from Tonic Studios. Hold on. The package right over here. Which of course I just dropped. Let's see if I can find the ones that I used really quickly. I used these for the half cut pages. And this is the base page. So most of it comes from this. And there's some of the scalloped inserts. I used another one of their base creator ones to make the inserts. But mostly it's this. These 2 things. That's right here. It was so much fun.
And Donna says, teach a class, Amy.
I probably could actually. The number of these that I seem to be making. I made one of these last year or 2 years ago for my partner teacher who was moving away from our school. We'd been together for 17 years. So I did one in pretty summery colors and all the I almost said the cast. I'm already in the musical mode right now. The staff wrote messages and stuff and put pictures and everything and tucked it in. So it's nice as an alternative to like the 6x8 Christmas journals that I was always doing.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with it. I just wanted something a little different. And I really like the pockets and the little hidden details in it. That makes it feel like extra special, especially for Christmas.
So how much paper and supplies kind of go into this?
This particular book uses, so I've got 2 different weights of cardstock. The covers and spine are 300 GSM. And then the inside page, that was the big change I made. Last year, all of the bases were all the same weight cardstock. I think that's what made it too thick. This then in the middle, I just bought more today, was 176 or 65 pound. But this is what I used to just do that. And then, like I said, this was all leftovers. I had done, this was from a Christmas album 2 or 3 years ago that I had cut up all the 6x8 pages and did all of that. So it's what I've got left. You can take out the covers. So there's 14 single-sided pages like this. So you get 2 back to back. And I ran into trouble with this one with some of my glue not adhering how I wanted it to. So I had to work around that because I don't want that to actually happen for the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use this one, I think, just as an example. So when I'm planning on making one from a couple of my friends who had a baby girl, my sister who had a baby girl, because this will be really great with 12 interior pages plus an inside front and inside back cover. It's great for like, hey, here you are newborn, and then, first month, second month, third month, and all the different things that happen throughout. So it would be a great way to do that. This is, so I had leftovers from this and leftovers from this. I've already made a complete Journal Your Christmas album from these supplies. I still have a bunch of paper left. These are all of my big scraps that I still have left. I mean, I'd probably need to buy a couple like solid reds or something, but I could probably use all of this and make another Christmas album if I wanted to.
Well,
I don't.
Well, it's pretty cool, actually. It looks beautiful. And the fact that you were able to use up some of the other supplies that you already bought and already had in your stash. You didn't need to go and find a bunch of other new things. Does using the dies to cut the pages, does that make it simpler or is it just fancier?
I think it makes it easier for some things. I'm wondering, like for the base pages, like not the layer on top, but just the plain black base. I really think I could probably cut them faster just with a die cutter and then round the corners. But they have not just that base creator, but they've got other different layering sets. So like this has a little, you probably can't see it on the camera, but it's got like a little tick mark edging. And then the ones that come in that set have like the scalloped edging. And then there's another one that has, I used it, I remember I used it like here. It's another one that has like this kind of inset layers. So they've got options that go from just starting off and simple to adding in just some different touches throughout it. This year, I'm going to use the Vicky Booten Warm Wishes stuff. So I am betting, looking at this, I can get at least 2 albums out of this, would be my guess, probably 3. So I mean, I end up making 3 of them, but I would only use 1 because I don't know what I'll do with the rest. Apparently, I'm just going to collect memory books at my house.
See, when I make books like that, that's what I tend to do is collect them and not actually put stuff into them. I'm super bad for not filling them up, especially like if I made it in a class, I'm like, oh, this is really special. Let me put it in my special place and keep it special forever.
The only mini albums I do now are the Christmas ones. Everything else is 12 by 12. So it's like, and I have all the list of prompts and everything. So I'm like, okay, well, I know what I'm going to put in here. So making it, knowing what's going in there makes it a little easier, I think, for me.
Having that plan, it's not like you're just making that book.
Exactly. And I've tried to sit there and make some books just to make the books. And I've never finished one of those because I didn't have a reason why. Every time that I've made one of these with a reason why, I finish it and I'm in love with it and I can't wait to add more to it because then it looks even better.
Right. Because there's a plan going in that kind of helps to make sure that you're going to actually fill it up and use it.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, I know there's a spot. I go in knowing kind of what's going to go in certain places. So like some of the places it looks like, well, that would be really awkward to put something or put writing in there. But in my head, I'm like, this is where I put a photo. This is where I would lift this up and do journaling. So I wanted white on the base instead of like some type of pattern paper. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you for letting me show it. I was very excited and finally done. Now I'm going to switch everything else out and I finally get to start opening up some of the warm wishes stuff.
Well, it's so fun to get the new supplies, but to know that you got that other stuff done, it's like big check mark.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It is a big, huge check mark going. All right.
Donna says she just needs a list of supplies so she can be ready when you want to do the class. Well, if you decide you want to do it, could give us a list and we'll set it up.
I went and took notes on all the pages on what sizes I did.
She's already got the course outline done.
What?
You've already got the course outline done.
Kinda. Well, my thought for this was I'm going to end up doing the pages. I'm going to film them for my YouTube channel. And I wanted to have everything pre-cut before I started because trying to do the Journal Your Christmas album last year, and that one wasn't the square one, it was a ticket shape. But trying to do that one along with trying to fit and measure everything and make sure it all like worked together, I was cutting too much of some things and not enough of another. And that's why I made the Christmas one. So I had a plan going in on what I needed cut ahead of time to film. So what I'm likely going to end up doing is spending an entire weekend just cutting tons and tons and tons of stuff, separating out to the pages so I can start filming and assembling. This I've been working on since the end of August. So
super fun. Well, thank you so much for showing us. It's totally beautiful. It makes me inspired to work on my Christmas stuff when I go home. Not here, but when I go
not
home.
there. All I would want to work on while I'm there is drinking margaritas by the pool. I mean,
I maybe have done a little bit of that.
Well, you should not be doing scrapbooking after you've been drinking a bunch of margaritas. Your cuts get all whoppy-jawed and it's crazy. It's
like the most free-spirited scrapbooking you'll ever do. I actually swear by that a little bit. I'm just saying.
Ah.
I can unlock your freedom to just go for it and not to stress over it.
See, this is why we need to get together and do this, scrap happy family thing, because I want to be drinking some margaritas with you guys and then scrapbooking.
Danielle says, I have multiple completed Vicky Booten albums that I love, but they don't have a single photo in them.
I went and thought about joining her class that she was doing today. And I'm like, it's $40. I mean, sure, I'm not actually doing anything that's in the class, but just hearing her talk would get me really excited.
No. Honestly, that sometimes is enough, right? You sign up for a class and just being part of it's enough excitement to kind of get you going.
Well, I went through and was watching Chamel's old Journal Your Christmas videos while I was doing this, going, I wonder what goes on day 4. And so I even took it to where I typed up a sheet for me on every day and the prompt that she was doing. So I kind of had a guide going into this. So I know things change every year a little bit, some years more than others, but it gives me an idea and I can always move things around. It's my album. There are no Christmas album police, apparently.
And if there are, I know what I'd say to them.
Oh, I will tell you one thing I figured out real quick that was amazing. And I don't know why this has never come to me before. All my leftover die cuts, the long phrases, I just went and cut some paper in half and used removable adhesive. And I was like, suddenly I could see them all and wasn't like flipping through them. I'm like, how has this taken this many years to come up into my head?
So dealing with these little packets of die cut pieces that I hate digging through. Nell's holding one up too. She's like, oh, the little pieces, right?
I'm like, I can't wait to get in there and just start like putting them down. I'm going, this is going to make my life 10 times easier.
So Donna's asking if you can send the list so we can try to do it with her on YouTube. Are you going to put it together like a class? She'll send me some stuff. She'll send me some stuff, right? No pressure. No pressure.
It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to sharing what I'm doing, because some of these are ones that had like the dies that just pretty much did exactly what came in the package, and others are ones that I kind of came up with and created, and it was just a lot of fun.
And your YouTube channel is One Mommy Scrappin', right?
Yes, I can put a link to that because I figured out how to type a shortcut on my computer. Oh, and apparently it's not going to go. Donna, your iPad just got my shortcut. Sorry about that.
She wanted it anyways. It's all good.
There we go.
Yeah, One Mommy Scrapping.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, well, I am going to go back to showing. Well, no, I'm just going to hold it up. See, I added some stuff. I drew some lines for my journaling over here. And it's looking pretty good. So I think it's time for a draw. What do you think? That's why I have my phone here. Okay, I'm going to take Amy's spotlight off. I'll let you put yourself on to mute if you like for now. Absolutely. And we will do a draw. Good odds today, guys. It's a quiet day. So we have 27. One of those is me. So out of 26, that's one of the quietest ones we've had for a bit. Let's see. Let's go to random number generator. Out of 26, generate. It picked 26. So I'm scrolling to the bottom of the list. Vicky Asselstein, that is you. She's cheering. She's partying. So congratulations, Vicky. Let me write this down. November Scrapbook Live. And Vicky, I'll get you to email me to can you just send it to my personal one right now? Being that I'm away, Joe's watching the support stuff, but I need to send this stuff directly. So send it to alice@alicebowl.com. So there we go. I'm pretty sure I have your info, but this will save me from having to look it up. And Yeah, thanks. She says, thank you. I'm so excited. Well, I'm going to switch to this other camera and give you guys a better look at this page. I'm thinking it looks pretty cute. I took these little dimensional pumpkins and added them there. I'm not sure that that was the perfect idea, but I added them there anyways. So I might add little tiny things, hearts. There's lots of little hearts. I might add some little hearts beside them so that they don't feel so lonely. And then I'll add my journaling. So I have this really old thing. I'm just going to show you guys because I think sometimes the right tool comes along in our life and we love it. So I don't know if anybody else has ever seen one of these. It's a storylines stencil. It's from Creative Memories. It says 2002 on it. So it's been around a while. I actually just broke it. So I was a little sad, but I'll have to put some scotch tape on it when I have scotch tape again. Ross says, I have a similar one that I use all the time. Honestly, these lines, and I almost never use any of the other ones, just these ones. Really, all I need is is a stencil that has the lines, but it makes it so much easier to do my journaling. I can pop them on wherever I want them, draw them out with my pencil. I always draw penciling ones. Amy says I have something similar, a Journaling Genie. I've tried stamping lines, not as convenient. This is it just easier. So, Journaling Genie. I haven't heard of that one. Honestly, this one is old. I'm really worried it's going to like actually just totally fall apart on me. So I'm going to need a new option. So I love it. I think this is turning out super cute. I'm probably not going to add anything else until I add my journaling onto it, but I think it's pretty adorable. I love that I've kept these little pumpkins here so that I can enjoy them. And I like how it all fits together. So that is this page. I'm going to take these leftover pieces. I didn't even use any of the other fancy papers. I didn't mat anything. Talk about simple, right? But with more embellishments than I normally use. That means that I do have some time still to play with my chicken picture. So we're going there. We are going to play with the chickens. I don't know when I got this. The packaging says many years ago. Oh, hold on. Let me put this up. Add a spotlight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks like it's been around a while. With yellow and purple and those pages. Yep. I can't hear you, just so you know. You're on mute.
I know I wasn't planning on unmuting myself, but yeah, I remember. I don't even know. I know I did buy the Vanishing Pen, and I still have it somewhere in here. Oh, wait, right here. I still have it right here. And it still works.
Vanishing Pen. So you see it for a while and then it just disappears later?
It disappears, yeah. So that way you can trace. Oh wow, it came with the book inside. Maybe the book tells me something. But you would use the pen to trace through it and it would disappear. I don't know what kind of scrapbooking magic they did for that, but yeah.
Cool.
But look at some of the great suggestions they have on the back.
What I found, oh, well, you know, we all need little rocket ships and worms.
I bought it for one. There are multiple. I bought it for this one, the spiral.
I tell you, making journaling in a spiral shape is a bit of a challenge. I have done it for a thing, but it was a thing that actually spun on my page. So it was like extra cool. I was super impressed. I thought I was so creative when I did that. You know how
I'm surprised I still have this and can find it easily. I haven't used it in a while. I should though.
When you make something and you're like, this is really good, and you just give yourself that little pat on the back, that was one of those moments for me, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, it does say the Journaling Genie was invented in 1998 by Melody Ross.
Another been around for a while. Okay, now I'm curious. Anybody that doesn't have one of these ancient devices, what are you doing? How are you adding your journaling? Do you type your journaling? Because like that's a whole thing in its own. But, or are you struggling like the rest of us to try to have some straight lines to draw your words? What I found personally is that I used to always draw my lines with pencil. And when I erase the pencil, my writing, because it's not, I'm not a first grade teacher. I don't necessarily hit that perfect line with every letter the way they're supposed to. My writing looks a little wavy and bumpy if I erase the lines. If I leave the lines, your eye sees the line and it looks like my writing is way straighter than it is when you erase the lines.
Isn't
And
that weird?
it is so funny. But now I
Started
leave them. I just leave all the
handwriting.
pencil lines.
I teach handwriting on the board with 0 lines because I'm like, I am not dealing with teaching cursive to 3rd graders and them going, wait a second, you go slightly above the midline there, Mrs. Myers.
Like, it's called style. You guys don't have that yet. Yes. Okay. Jacqueline says, I have to admit, I decluttered those. I just go for it without lines. Oh, going brave.
You're living on the edge. I like it.
And Brielle says, I don't worry about lines or writing straight. It doesn't bother me, I guess. I am one of those people that when I'm writing, it goes whoop, up, whoop, up a mountain. I'm going up mountains the whole time, climbing some hills. Donna says she has some of those and a whole book with all kinds of different shapes. And Vicky says, creative memories. I have several stencils from them. I have Journaling Genie, but I haven't seen it in a while. And I know Creative Memories still makes similar stencils. See, that might be where I need to go. That might need to be a thing that I need to find. Lindsay's here. She says, I often trace over my pencil lines a bit wiggly on purpose with a black pen. Yeah, I'll do that too. And I can draw just some random straight-ish lines with a pen for myself to do my journaling on. But yeah, pencil. That's my secret. Okay, so I did get chicken paper. And how can I not make a page about a chicken with some chicken paper? Plus, this picture that I have this towel here in the background. It's from Costco. It's a beach towel that's really thin, kind of like microfiber, but kind of different. It doesn't hold the sand, and it really doesn't hold the sand. So I tell you, it's genius. And so I have this everywhere, but the colors, don't they go perfect with this paper? The little bit of teal, the little bit of red, the little bit of yellow. Magical. It's like it was meant to be, even though I wasn't intending to to scrapbook another chicken picture. I have had a side project. Some of you may have heard, I was telling our Scrap Happy members the other day, while I've been here, I have had a side project. I have been posting on my chicken live stream Instagram all about the chickens of Maui and all of the chicken adventures that we've seen, because they're everywhere and it just cracks me up so much.
Alex,
yes.
Do you want to take me off spotlight?
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that. Thank you. And Amy said, you know what you need? A chicken memory book. So I did actually make a little chicken fold up memory book, but I haven't put any chicken stuff into it because, I make little mini projects that don't fill them up. Secret confession. Heather says the secret is to use the hardest lead and it just leaves a faint line, and then use a Mars eraser to remove it after the ink has dried for a couple hours. So put the lines, but then erase the lines, but leave the lines. Robin says those posts make me laugh. I love the chicken in front of the surf shop. Right? It's lining up to go for surf lessons. I couldn't see it any other way. Oh, there is beautiful yellow paper and chicken paper and floral paper. I'm excited. This is going to be lovely. Okay. I'm thinking this paper might be my go-to. Yeah, couldn't help it. Had to go a little crazy with the whole chicken life stuff. So what's that gonna look like? Okay, we're gonna do the floral as an outline. And if, oh, or should I do the red? No, the floral's better. Okay. Let's get this in. I know this paper, it's Cartabella. Honestly, I really do love their Cartabellas. That's a lovely B-side paper. Amy. Yes, yes, it is. We'll share a little love for the A sides and the B sides around here. Okay, I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to make this my behind the background, if you know what I mean. I'm kind of going to use the yellow as my background, but I want that little border. I want the little border around it, but I might want some of the red or a little bit more of the floral. So I'm just going to cut a piece out. So I'm thinking, how big is that? It's almost an inch. If I plan for an inch around there, I'll just cut 2 inches to give myself enough room to mount around it. And I'll cut from, can't see, 2 to 10. Oh, because if I knock you off the table, that'll be exciting. Not in a way that I intended. I'm definitely working in a smaller space than normal. And there we go. Save a little chunk of this. Did I cut? Oh, I'm at 3, not 2. Like, did I do something wrong? Is math hard today? Okay. So I'm saved a piece of this because I might want to use a little bit of that. It's beautiful. And this will give me enough of this for the background. I'm going to cut 2 inches off of 2 sides of this. I don't know if there's anything that I can rescue just with 2 inches. Well, maybe this chicken. Or no. Oh, just barely. There you go. I have an extra chicken just in case I need them. And those. So now I have this yellow. So I'll mount the yellow in there. And I can use this chicken paper after, but this will be my background. There we go. And let's put this, stick it together so I don't mess it up. So I did mention to you that I have been to the scrapbook store here on Maui. It is called the Island Paperie. It's Paperie. And they used to have a store, I guess, I think down here in Kihei, but even the last time when I went there, they're in a warehouse that's kind of at a farm. It's a little awkward to get to, but when you're a scrapbooker, you'll go anyways. And I was able to go and meet with the owner, Alicia, and she's super sweet. And I did a little shopping at her store. Here she is. I don't know if that's very clear, but there we were at the store. And one of the thing that she specializes in is all kinds of things that are related to Hawaii and the islands and tropical holidays. So if you're looking for something special and you went on a trip to Hawaii or another tropical place and you'd like specific items, die cuts and words and images, then it's the perfect place to get that. And even if you didn't make the trip, you can shop online from her, and she mails things out all the time. So that is something. Now, am I getting this straight? Straight-ish. Okay. Gotta take the puppy out. Thank you so much for being here, Kathy. Yeah, so the island papery, and I need to show you guys some of the stuff. So I'm gonna work on my chicken page in a minute. I'll come back to it in a sec, but I just have to show you because I'm so excited about being here and some of the stuff they have. And I love my stuff from the scrap room, of course, but this is definitely a special island only kind of thing. So they have papers that are custom made that they do themselves. So here is some of them. And I just think that these are kind of a watercolor one, I think. Nadine's Paradise Plumeria. So these watercolor ones are gorgeous. And then there are some different florals. Now, I will say that as a bit of a paper snob, I really like a thicker paper, and this is not. This is a thinner paper. But because they're things that I can only really get here and they're custom, I will use them anyways. There's some Reef Life, which really does show the different kinds of fish that they have here. There's the coffee one. The last time that I came, I got a bunch of papers that were specific to the road to Hana with waterfalls and different designs. I love this one with the fire with the flowers. We're going to go to a luau, and I really wanted to use this one for a luau page when they have the fire dancers and stuff. Thought that would be great. And just some of the more simple ones that I picked up. And obviously I could take my own picture of a turtle, but I would need to have a camera and I'd need to get the right place. I'd probably have to be too close, and you're not supposed to be that close. But yeah, some of the papers they have are just kind of fun. The little beach crabs and this lovely turtle. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'll just show you some of the other stuff. I didn't exactly hold back in my shopping. Did you get a waterproof camera to take while snorkeling? Yeah, we have a GoPro that we can take underwater, and we have that set up to take. We haven't actually done it yet on this trip. We have on past trips though. She has a lot of die cuts, laser cut files that are super beautiful. And so I'll just lay out some of the designs. I know the reflections are a little tricky. This is the Hawaii fish, the humu humu nuku nuku apua. Some palm trees and lots of turtles because I am super turtle obsessed, but also words like kihei and some of the flowers. Lots of pieces. There's some paddles and stuff here, some snorkeling things with the word snorkeling. Stuff from the aquarium. Do they have an online store? Yes, islandpapery.com, I believe, and it's PAPERIE. Yeah, so more little turtles and borders and snorkeling. I am doing a small traveler's notebook while I'm here. Well, a couple of small traveler's notebooks while I'm here because I've filled up the first one already. And I just thought this was kind of fun. And because it's stuff that's very specific to here, it's nice to have a little bit of the feel right? And have the very specific things like the little tiki guys. And here's my favorite fish. That is the name of him. She also makes a lot of the papers in these small strip sizes. So they tend to have like 3 little panels on the strip, but that little square could be so perfect to stick into a mini album or something like that. This one's longer, but a lot of them are a little 3-panel section. And so they're just interesting for use on a smaller scale or having on a mini book. So that's some of the stuff. Oh, I did pick up some stamps. She actually does her own custom rubber stamps as well. And I picked up some red rubber stamps. And they work really well. I've had some on the last trip that I came. Stay away from snapping turtles. I haven't seen any of those. I like the sea turtles and they're not snapping. So yeah, just some of the fun things that I found here. And if you didn't know that there was a scrapbook store that caters to specifically all of this kind of island stuff, then you might have missed out on some fun things to add to your scrappy pile. Obviously, I haven't missed out. I got them all. But I thought it was really fun. And yeah, her warehouse, like her space is a good shopping space. She was out of adhesive, which was sad because I could have used some adhesive that day, but that was okay. I was able to get lots of other fun things. Okay. Donna says, I had a bunch of Hawaii scrapbooking stuff, but gave them to the kids. The pictures were from my previous life. Yeah, as things change in life, we have things that work out better for us at times than others. So, and this has the green on the back. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cut a piece. Adhesive is the Heather. Adhesive is the scrapbooker's toilet paper. We're always running out of it. It can be hard to get. So I've got some of this green, and then I want to flank it with a little bit of chicken. Nice. There we go. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, and I think having that little personal feel, right, bringing that island stuff to my books makes it a lot of fun. I can show you maybe what I've been working on. It is here. I know I put it here. I've nearly finished this first book, and actually that first paper that I showed you that looked like the watercolor birds of paradise florals, I'm going to use those to wrap the books. I'm probably end up with 3 of them that are done on this trip. And here's kind of how they're going. Just little stickers or little stamps that I've watercolored myself, watercoloring some of the pages. And it's mostly the memories of the day to day. There's a few extra little pieces. These stamps actually right here, these little fish, those are from the Island Papery store from last time because I had them and I stamped them at home before I came. With the red cling stamps, you can stick them onto a stamp platform and then use that so that you can stamp them a couple of times just to make sure you get that perfect impression. And I was able to do that with the red cling stamps. I'm going to add some photos in here. My photo printer, I convinced it to work for me today, but it hasn't been super cooperative on this trip. I've got a few notes in here. Oh, and the turtles were also from that store last time. So I've got a few little things in here. I do have a shark page because we went to a beach and we sat down and we looked, and as one of the waves was breaking over the shore, right in surfing the wave, inside the wave, you could see a little shark. I'm like, fish! I got so excited. And my husband, he's like, that's a shark. I'm like, I know. Fish came out first. So it was pretty funny. But that, yeah, so that's the book so far, my first one of these little books. And I'm continuing on with that as I'm here. Okay, let's take a little chicken stuff. I'm gonna cut this right there. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. I didn't know if I'd get to really use shark stuff. We haven't actually seen them ever when we've snorkeled here in Hawaii, which, you know, I'm not too worried. We got into the water after we saw the shark. It's not like that was a game changer. It was pretty little, and I'm, you know, they're in the ocean. They live there. So unlike snakes, I am way less scared of sharks. But oh, I thought I saw a message. So there's my question to you. If you saw a shark in a wave, would you go and hop in that water? Are you like, or would that be a game changer? Depends on the shark. There you go. See, you guys are all very open-minded. It's good. It was small. And Donna says, no. Have you watched Jaws lately? Not lately. Probably a good thing. Although I tell you, that was what we were humming after we saw that. And at first, and then all of a sudden, because it was so little, I said, oh, it was like a baby shark. So then we had a different song in our head. And I'm not going to sing that one for you. But yeah, it was kind of funny. We actually had very, very good snorkeling in that spot too. And it was just down the road from here. March says, my son was in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago and they swam with sharks. Yeah, we haven't run into any, and we haven't booked any kind of special things to go and see the sharks or something. So I don't think we'll probably end up seeing sharks because of that. I need a little more definition here between my chickens. So I'm going to cut this little strip off down here so I can get a little bit more of the green, I guess. I used all of that and all of this. Just using all my papers today. That's great. Okay, keep the little chicken's feet. I'm going to cut this one here in half, maybe. And I'll have a little bit more of the green. When I was young, I used to scuba dive with my dad, and often sharks would pass as Vicky. Yeah, when I was in Bahamas, we saw plenty of sharks, but it wasn't a problem, right? They were the reef sharks and wasn't a big deal. Donna says, if the baby shark was there, where do you think mama and daddy sharks are? Nah. Wasn't worried about that at all. Wasn't worried about that at all. Okay. I needed just a little touch of that green to give me some more definition. Are we going to run this right off the page there? I think so. I like the look of that. Okay, and I'm going to cut it right here at that chicken butt. Yeah. When we've been swimming, we have seen lots of the humu humu fish. So that's been fun. I'm always on the lookout for that fish. It is the iconic fish of Hawaii, I guess. And so I'm always looking for them, but we've seen a lot of them this time. And actually, we've seen a lot of turtles this time. It's been so wonderful. I really look forward to seeing the sea turtles. And we've had some really good experiences. Last night, there was one on the beach right next to where we were. We walked down the beach. And then, of course, once we found the turtle and it was sitting there on the beach, we moved a little back and we plunked my towel down, and that's where I sat to enjoy the sunset for the night, right next to a turtle on the beach. So that was really fun too. And let's get this piece cut. Right length. Here. Okay, this is looking cuter and cuter. Oh my gosh. Paper. So let's have a look. And as I keep fiddling with this, I'd love to know what you've been working on. If you'd like to show and tell, we would love to see it. So please go ahead. If you put your hand up, like raise your hand up, then I'll know that you have something that you'd like to share and I can bring you on screen. Please remember this is being recorded and I share it publicly on YouTube. So, heads up on that. But if you're good to share, then I would love to see what you've been working on today. It's always fun to kind of see. Patty has her hand up, so I'm going to ask you to unmute and then I can add a spotlight. What have you been making?
So I think you probably know I always do the weekly like storyline chapters pages, but this one I got from Heidi Swap. It's like different. It has 3 monthly layouts in the beginning. So I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I decided to put like all my load layouts.
Oh my gosh.
So I printed them out on like a contact sheet of all the photos. And then I was just working on my journaling, just writing about, how I worked on it and finished all the pages. Sorry, my lighting is crappy.
I know that I'm struggling with the same thing. That is so cute. I love what you did. I love that you printed your layouts. I think that's such a fun thing to be able to see them all in one place.
Yeah, so it was like a documenting.
If we don't scrapbook a little bit about scrapbooking, isn't it kind of a disservice to what we actually do?
Exactly. I just wanted to use the little Tracy Reed like designs that I got too. They're like October theme.
Her stuff is so cute.
Yeah.
Now Gail says, what a great idea. What a great idea. Well, thank you so much. I will take this down. See, it's not scary, everyone. It's totally okay. You can come up and share something that you've been working on, or we got Lindsay. Go ahead, Lindsay. I'll spotlight. There you go. Can I hear you? Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I was in the Crop and Create a couple weekends ago, last weekend. What time is going by? I don't know.
Last weekend, I know.
Victoria Nebbled, we did that like onion envelope thing project, this mini album. So I used Treasured Memories one of their winter lines, and I made one of those today.
Oh my goodness. How
I think this was winter forest, so it had all the like polar bears and
Oh my gosh, that is wonderful.
and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I enjoyed making that so much. And when I saw those papers, I just thought it would make a super cute one of these. So that's what I did today.
That's awesome. And that was Virginia's class.
Yeah, it was like the Friday, was it like a make and take kind of thing? And we had in our goodie package 1 sheet of cardstock and 2 pattern papers and a package of stickers.
Mhm.
And that's all you really need to make it. And then you just added the embellishments and sticker clusters. So that was cute.
I was signed up, but I didn't get to do the class, and I could not pack that box with me to why that was not coming with me. So I'm excited because I haven't peeked. I said I'm gonna do a weekend when I get home and just pretend like I'm doing it live, even though that would be
Exactly. It's
on my
almost
side.
better because then you can like pause it and because I do that anyway, but Virginia's was with like little Christmas doodle bug stuff. And so, yeah. So that's what I've been working on. And I am participating in sort of another online crop. And so that one of the challenges was to do something interactive. So that's interactive.
Definitely interactive. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And let's see here. Just checking if anybody else, if you don't know how to raise your hand and you still want to come up, just turn your mic on. It's all good. Or if you just want to tell us what you're working on, tease us, that's fine too. I'm open to whatever. Dawn says, I can share.
Hi, you guys. How are you today?
Good. Okay.
Good.
Me.
Well, you know me, I'm always working on a junk journal. So it's sort of hard to see. I've just been going through this junk journal here. It's a fall one. I designed the papers that I'm working with, so that was fun to do. But I've just been making the tags and putting edges on and just putting the ephemera in there. That's sort of a fun page. So just going through the book today and adding embellishments and stuff and stamping and stenciling. So I did these today. So just working through this book, getting ready to do Christmas soon.
That is totally cute. I love it.
Yeah, so it's fun with the coffee dyed papers, and the pinks and the peaches are fun to work with, the fall collage and stuff. So.
And so then do you print a bunch of photos to stick into them, Dawn, or what do you do once you have your base of your book created?
So I am a true journaler. Like I like to journal, like for myself, it's like a Bible journal, prayer journal, stuff like that. But do I have it close by? Let me see. I'm trying to see, look at what I was working on. But I do also do it like a travel journal, and I'll just print up, do prints. I have a really chunky journal that I've been working on for another thing, but it's my personal one for this month. Gosh, it should be sitting here and it's not, you know how that goes.
Yes, I do.
Oh, here it is really quick. Let me see if I can grab. So I've been doing, Dear Julie, she does a lot of journals. She shows people how to do journals. So I made this nautical journal. I went to an estate sale. It was really cool. I went to an estate sale nearby, and I have these news letters called the Gill Netter. It's from like 1980. And I wanted to use those as base papers. So yeah, I've done pictures and wrote my stories and colored. But since I do videos, I put my pictures underneath because my family doesn't like me to do their pictures. So that's more of a challenge for me.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a page of like the Gill Netter newsletter.
Cool.
That I did. And so all the local food places I did a collage of. This is a picture of a bank. of the butterfly ships. And so there was a picture of that in the gill netter. So I was able to look that up. And I have a whole digital kit that's called Go West. So it's the Oregon digital kit. I have a goal to do a digital kit for every state. I just haven't done it yet. So yeah, I've got some of my own pictures in here, but a lot of my digital kits are my own pictures. So that makes it more personal too, when I make them for myself.
And
So
you're
anyways, yeah, this is my
making those
November.
digital kits, right?
What?
You're creating your own digital kits?
Right. So this is my November daily. And it just got fat. Because I'm following that, I'm doing that challenge. And so there's different things that you make, like you do a belly band with 3 elements, or this is a library card with a circle in it. So make something that looks like a library card. So it's been fun doing that. But anyways, I was working on this today. So yeah, the pages, the digitals in this one were mine, and there's a couple there of mine, but yes. So that is fun. That's been fun too. But there's a lot of wonderful digital creators out there. So it's just fun to use that.
So do you sell your design somewhere?
I do. I'm Scrapbook Sage on Etsy.
Okay.
So I've got paper and wallpaper and upholstery fabrics and old ephemera pieces.
Cool. I totally didn't know that you did that in addition to all of your creating that you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you're
on
quite prolific.
on YouTube, I'm Dawn Orahood, and on Rumble, I'm Scrapbook Sage.
Cool.
And so I video most of the journals that I make. But yeah, but I've loved following you since like 2000, when you were at what is that January event, Creativation.
Yeah.
That's when I fell in love with all that you do.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for letting us play with you.
Well, I got to see a lot of your stuff during the Calvin Ball event. I think that's when I first realized how much you were doing with this stuff, but I still didn't know this. So Danielle is asking, Scrapbook Sage on Etsy?
So it's Scrapbook Sage on Etsy is the whole name.
Okay.
And then on Etsy.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Gail says, I'm working on a layout from Vicki Booten's classic Crop and Create. It is slow going because my cat is sharing my desk with me. Oh, so fun. Well, thank you so much, Dawn.
Oh, thank you. Let me unmute. Or sorry.
And we'll go here. Yeah. It can be slow going, especially if you have helpers like that, Vicki. Or it was Gail who got the kitty. Oh, it was Gail. She has the kitty helping or hogging the space. Yeah. Yeah, no, super fun. Danelle's going to check out the Scrapbook Sage on Etsy. There we go. See, it's fun when we all share. We get to see all kinds of fun new things. Okay. Well, I think this is the time. I'll give you a peek at where I'm at so far on this layout, but I am going to be wrapping this up. But let me show you this first. I did the wrong thing. Clicked the wrong button. That's not what I was trying to do. Here we go. Here we go. I've added this red strip down the side here. That way I can add a few more red embellishments in here and add a couple more chickens and stuff like that to the page with my embellishments and stickers. But this is where we're at right now. And this is probably where I'm going to pause for today. So that's been a lot of fun. Let me switch back to the other camera. So if you're catching this replay on YouTube and you're like, hey, I want to be in on all the fun of the live, you can pop over to scraphappy.org/subscribe and sign up for my newsletter list. And that is how you get the invitation. If you go to scraphappy.org, you can actually also find some information about the calendar. And usually the events are added to the calendar there as well. Let me just double check here. Yeah, under free events, there is this, is that there anymore? I might have moved it. So maybe the best way to go is just to get on that email list. Things get moved around a little bit. I just wanted to send a big thank you to the Scrap Room for sponsoring our prize that we get to give away. I was so excited that Vicky is going to receive a Flavors of the Month kit from the Scrap Room. And if you're interested, just go to Scrap-Room to find out more. They have larger kits as well called double shots. You can get add-on embellishments. And of course, you can get that little sample of yummy coffee goodness. And it's always super fun to see what flavor they're going to send out next time. Dawn says she's already filling things for Calvin Ball. She is getting prepared. She takes it serious. Yeah, that will be coming up. If you're wondering what Calvin Ball is, it is an event that Scrap Happy hosts in March. So also something that being on the email list will give you some details about. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. This has been so much fun. I'm so excited to bring you a little Hawaiian background, not the beach, but a beautiful garden setting, which I do not have at home. Heather told us there is snow, so that's a big change. And I will be back next month for another Scrapbook Live session. Scrap Happy members, we do have a couple of events next week, so be sure to check the calendar for all of the live events that we have in our membership. Until next time, everyone, have a fun time. Such a lovely vacay spot. It is. It's been wonderful. Mahalo, Alice is Patty. Aloha, everyone. And thank you so much and happy scrapping. Bye.